Hi, this is Chloe Raxlin. I'm here for CUTV at the Center for Ethnographic Research and Exhibition in the Aftermath of Violence, talking to Dr. David Pilgrim, who is Vice President of Diversity and Inclusion at Ferris State University in Michigan, and who is also the founder of the Jim Crow Racist Memoribilia Museum. He was here giving a workshop and a lecture, and I got a chance to catch up with him afterwards.
When I was probably 12 or 13 years old, I collected my first piece of racist memorabilia. I destroyed it. I don't remember the second, third, fourth, or fifth piece, but I do remember always having it. By the time I got to college, I was purchasing collections from people, small collections, 12, 13, 15, 16 objects. I wanted to use those pieces to get people to talk openly and honestly about race. What I'm thinking is that there are some things that come from being a lifelong participant observer, but I don't think everything comes from that. And I think that's too easy a way to keep from engaging what's in something. It's a politically right thing in many instances. But I want you to tell me, look in that side of you, what would give a person the authority to speak about that shirt? When I was young, I wasn't sure what I was going to do with this stuff. Well, in retrospect, I probably shouldn't have named it, as I said, the Jim Crow Museum. One reason for that is that most of the pieces I had at the time were from the Jim Crow period, say the 1870s up through the 1960s or so. But I made a very fortuitous decision, which was to continue to collect pieces that were created and distributed in not just the U.S. but the world. And so we now have an outstanding collection, and I mean that in the sense of it being large, an outstanding collection of objects that were produced in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and when new objects are created, we get those. Where we are now, we're in such a small space. We have about 9,000 pieces, and we're only able to show maybe 1/20th of those pieces. We are an artifact-rich facility. In the new place, if we decided to, we could show all the pieces. More important than that, we will be able to show or tell additional stories. I'll be able to tell the story of African American resistance to the imagery, tell the story of the civil rights movement, and for me, most importantly, to tell the story of where we are now as a local place, as a nation, and as a world.
So once again, that was Dr. David Pilgrim at the Center for Ethnographic Research and Exhibition in the Aftermath of Violence, talking to us about the Jim Crow Museum and the work he does at Ferris State University. If you would like more information about the center, you can find it at cerev.concordia.ca. Once again, that is cerev.concordia.ca. And if you would like more information about the museum, you can find that at www.ferris.edu/Jim Crow. Thanks again, and tune in next week.